The loving field of support meditation. The idea of this meditation is based on the refuge meditation and the merit field meditation, classical Buddhist meditations. So what we're doing here is familiarizing ourselves with that sense of support of all those beings that have loved us into being. All that felt sense of support, protection, encouragement, and love, recognizing that that's always right here. And we can recognize that in a couple different levels. All the people who've loved us and protected and supported us throughout our life, we've internalized those, and those have become part of our very being and thinking and acting and doing. And from the perspective of interdependence, everything is always right here, right now. So we're never separated from anything from that level. So you can think of this at either level or both. So the main point is to recognize and directly feel that support being here, always. So I'm going to mention a couple of different examples that we can use for that support. Use the structure of this to then put in there who you would find most supportive. Recognizing that everyone's got different types of relationships and those can be complicated and not just one thing. So if you bring somebody forward and it doesn't come with that feeling of protection and love and support, then don't use it for that visualization. Either leave them out of that, or over time you can work on incorporating them in a way that feels loving and supportive. So take what you will from this. So first we take a meditation posture. This is a visualization, imagination, contemplation. So if you want to close your eyes, close your eyes. Take a few mindful breaths to bring some presence of mind. And first, you're going to begin to visualize a vast open space, like a garden or a field. Very bright, very vivid, very lucid, very alive. So imagine transforming the space you're in now to that bright, vivid, lucid field. And now one by one, we're going to start populating that field, that space around you, with all of those who have been supportive and loving and protective and encouraging. So we're going to start by bringing biological parents into the space. Regardless of that relationship, whether you know these folks or don't know these folks, they're directly responsible for this body, for this life being here. So starting from that level, and bring them into the space. And you can bring them in along with whoever your primary care providers were from a young age. Recognize that without care providers at a very young age providing food, shelter, water, basic love and survival needs, that we wouldn't be here. So bring them all into the space right in front of you. Recognize that they're responsible at a minimum for that life existing at all. And perhaps even beyond that, encouragement, support, love, protection. And with those beings right here, feel them loving, feel them protecting, feel them encouraging, feel them supporting. Right here, right now. And in recognizing them and feeling them in the space, recognize that they too have been loved into being. They too have been supported, protected, encouraged. And imagine layer after layer, even going down family line, but not just their family, but all of their teachers, all of their coaches, all of their supporters, all of their friends, all the people that love them into being. You can start imagining one layer at a time this whole set of branches of loving support and protection that led to their ability to be there to do that for you. This whole interconnected space and layers of that. Feel the full impact of all of that love and support and protection. It now populates a space with people you'd call friends. You can start with present day friends, put them all in the space around you. You can start thinking back to all the friends you've had throughout this life, whether they happen to be in your life right now or not. You can think all the way back to friends during childhood. You can imagine all those friends here. So they're here right now in this space. Recognize that we've all had our place in one another's lives. We've given love, support, encouragement, protection. Feel all of those friends. Picture all of their faces, all here in the space. Right now, providing that love, support, encouragement, and protection for you. At the same time, recognizing that all of those friends have also felt their own supports and encouragement and love and protection. More branches and more branches. Feel the full impact of all of that right here, right now. All your past loving relationships, however they ended, however they changed over time, they all had an impact one way or the other. Taught you more about love, taught you more about support, more about protection. Imagine populating the space with all of those people that have ever been in your life in that way. Recognizing that at some time, those relationships were loving, supportive. Picture them in the space and all of their supports and protectors and people who love them. Now imagining people that maybe have actually been difficult in your life. Maybe use a strong word like enemy, or just someone who you didn't get along well with, had a lot of difficulty with. We can hold those people in the space in the same way of recognizing that one way or another, we learned from them. Maybe we learned about our own reactivity. Maybe we learned about our limitations, or what felt like our limitations to our compassion and love. No matter what, they've taught us something. So in that way, we can populate the space with anybody we've ever had difficulty with and see that one way or another, there's an offering of support, love, encouragement, protection. Now imagining all the teachers you've ever had. Going back to your earliest school teachers. One by one, imagine them all there in this space. Anybody who's ever taught you anything. It might not just be people you'd formally call teachers in a sense, but a lot of people have taught us a lot of things over this lifetime. Maybe more than we can even remember. Can you picture as many of them as possible in that space in front of you? All around you. Recognizing that those teachers had their teachers, and they had their teachers, and they had their teachers. And there's a whole long line of supporters that all got them to the place where they could teach you. Where they could encourage you, where they could protect you, where they could love you. Imagine all your mentors, coaches, any kinds of guides like that. Imagine them surrounding the space. Everyone you've ever had. And their coaches, and their mentors, and their guides. The full lineage. Now envisioning all the spiritual mentors that you've had. right in the front of that space. So in Buddhism, for example, we can picture the whole lineage from teacher to teacher to teacher to teacher, all the way back to the Buddha. And all the Buddhas. An unbroken line of connection right down to you. Similarly, in any spiritual tradition, there's a long line of passing it on. So picture those teachers offering you love, support, encouragement, protection, and that their teachers and their teachers and their teachers provided the same on down the line to you, leading to the support of that entire field of beings. Beings with limitless capacity to hold you. Now imagining all those who've loved you, all those who've encouraged you, all those who've protected you, all those who've taught you and supported you, surrounding you in the space, and feel that love, support, protection, encouragement right here, right now. Recognizing that it's actually always right here. Always right here. Looking on you with admiration, patience, encouragement for your path of well-being, or your spiritual practice, whatever your course is in life. That loving support always right here. Now picture that whole vast field. Just imagine that starting to reduce down to one bubble-like sphere of the size of your fist. Just imagining it coming right above your head. Just taking all that love and support and protection right here above your head. And imagine shrinking it down to the size of a marble. And bringing it into your body, into your heart. Remaining familiar with that felt sense in your heart of love, protection, support, and encouragement. Bring the visualization to a close. Though the formal meditation comes to a close, you can stay familiar with that felt sense in your direct body and in mind as you move throughout your day.